Hello, welcome. Today I want to start the practice with an oracle card reading. I feel like it's a good way to find our center, to feel grounded, and also see how the energy's flowing, see what guidance we can bring in. If oracle cards are new to you, then I invite you to be open, see what might resonate, and maybe if something doesn't feel appropriate, just let that go. So I have the Earth Magic Oracle deck here. This is a really nice deck, very nature inspired, easy to interpret, and often with very, very beautiful messages. So I'm just going to do a little shuffle here, and then I'm just going to place the cards here onto the mat and see where I'm being called. This card seems good. Dragonfly. Emergence. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to find the message in here. Oftentimes with oracle cards, I feel like sometimes the imagery just calls to you right away. I'm gonna get that a little closer to the camera. But also the book here will give us the interpretation. You are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Unlike more gradual shifts in awareness you have experienced, this one is happening quite rapidly and came on somewhat unexpectedly, without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. You may even think that you are unprepared for such a dramatic change in life, yet you are prepared and can put to use the experiences and wisdom you have accumulated up to now. Life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself and others and your community. This period of emergence is one of broadening consciousness and heightened perceptual capacities. And since it is inevitable, it is the best to surrender to the flow and allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. So maybe taking that energy of transformation. Also dragonfly feels like air element. So we'll take that into our practice today and see where it takes us. Let's begin. So let's begin the practice. For this practice of transformation, you will need 2 bricks and 1 chair. And yoga chair is ideal. If you don't have one though, make sure it's a folding chair that's pretty stable. So let's begin. We're going to start in Adho Mukha Virasana. This is forward facing hero. And take a brick. Brick in front, join the toes, sit the buttocks back to the heels. From here, lift, and on the exhalation, begin to hinge forward at those hips and start walking the hands away. Feel the side body extend, the forehead comes to the brick. And see if you can get the forehead to just meet the edge of the brick and have the skin of the forehead moving towards the nose. This is a forward bend, an inward turning pose, calming, extend through the side waist, and let the back body gently flow onto the front body. One more breath here. Walk the hands back towards the knees and gently come up. From here we're going to move into another forward bend, this time using the chair. So taking the chair and bringing it to the mat. Sitting onto the chair. And again, similar to the last pose, lifting up first and then folding forward at the hips. This is a variation of Kurmasana, which is a forward bend. So I like to put my feet right beside the legs of the chair here. Lift and begin to hinge forward from the hips. You'll need to come quite close to the edge of the chair. And now, taking as much height as is necessary for your forehead, start to bring the forehead towards the support. And extend away again. Grounding down into the feet, sitting the hips back, and feeling the benefit of having the head lower than the heart. The inward movement of this pose, cocooning energy. From here, walk the hands back towards the feet, bring them to the knees, and sit up. Turning around on the chair now into a variation of Malasana. Hooking the knees onto the back rail of the chair. Again, ensure that your chair is sturdy enough for this pose. And then folding forward, bringing the forearms over the knees, over the shins, and really moving in. Take a few soft, slow breaths here. Allow the body to be soft. And then moving from this pose, lifting the front body into a twist. It's a variation of Pashasana. Inhale, lift the arm, turn and hook against the knee. And just turn, keeping the chest open, moving the shoulder back. And then back to the variation of Malasana. And then opening up again, hand comes behind, lifting the side body and into that twist. Turn, keeping the chest open, and then back to Malasana. From here, moving to sit onto the chair seat again. We've done some inward turning poses, and now, following that theme of transformation, we're going to start moving outwards. So moving bricks out of the way, and maybe turning the chair around a little bit here. We're going to start to move outwards into a variation of Padmasana. So sitting a little forward on the chair, placing the feet strongly onto the earth, bending the right knee, bringing the foot onto the thigh, wherever is comfortable. If it's the knee, great. Rotate the hip out and feel that stretch there into the hip. Breathe softly. If you can go a little further, bring the foot in. And if you can go even further still, bring it up towards the groin. This is too much for the knee. Keep it on the knee of the other foot, of the other leg rather. Okay, releasing that one. Now taking the left, placing it onto the right. And let that hip just start to open there. We're coming out of our little cocoon and allowing the body to open. Bring a little bit further up on the thigh. See if it will soften some more. And just go as far here as feels comfortable for you. Knees are very important, so don't strain them. Okay. And then placing the foot down again onto the floor. From here we can stay seated, and we're going to move out even more. This time we're going to lift the arms up into Urdhva Hastasana, gaining some length here through the body, and opening, floating the arms back down. starting to feel our emergence from that little cocoon that we were in a few minutes ago. And maybe one more time, lifting up into Urdhva Hastasana, keeping the shoulders down and floating the arms down. And now moving into Setubandha Sarvangasana. So to set up for this pose, we will put the chair at the end of the mat here and taking 2 bricks. Come to sit on the mat and have the bricks either side. We're going to lower the body down onto the mat and bring the feet and the calves up onto the chair, like so. From here, roll the shoulders back and down, open the chest area, and then lift the buttocks and place the 2 bricks underneath the sacrum. Chest is open, roll those shoulders back and down again, and press the outer edge of the feet against the rails of the chair. That will give some container to the pose. And then start to soften. You can even elongate the neck a little more here, creating the Jalandhara Bandha chin lock. This pose is part of the shoulder stand family. So with legs firm, shoulders back, chest open, and take a few slow, soft inhalations, slightly deeper exhalations. Stay here for up to 3 minutes if you have the time. And then to come out, we're going to bend the knees, put the feet against the edge of the chair, lift, remove the bricks, bring 1 to either side. And right from here, we can move into our Shavasana. This time with knees up on the chair, calves on the chair rather. Elongate the neck. You've already opened the chest in the previous pose. And this time keeping the hands either onto the abdomen if that feels good, or placing the hands at the side as in Shavasana. Remove eyewear for this pose and let the body soften. Take a few deeper inhalations, a few deeper exhalations. We started the practice with some inward moving asanas. Move to some twist. Begin to open the body. Opening the hip joints, the chest, opening the side body. And now we're coming to Shavasana, where we're allowing all of those asanas and our thoughts around them, what we hoped to gain from the practice, we're allowing all of that to settle in the body now. And if you have up to 5 minutes, I do encourage you to stay. You will feel the benefit of Shavasana. This variation of Shavasana is really nice because having the calves elevated on the chair does allow for a softness in the abdomen and a softness in the low back. And then when you are ready, you can bend the knees. You can even bring them into the chest a little bit if that feels good. And then gently rolling to the side, keeping the gaze down towards the floor. And then pushing up, head comes last, into a seated or kneeling position. I do hope you enjoyed today's practice. I hope it was a mini transformational experience for you. led by the card that we chose today together. So if you enjoyed, please comment below. I'd love to see any comments. And also please subscribe if you are enjoying this content. I will see you here next time. But for now, thank you and namaste.